Libby Caldwell peered at her reflection in the darkened glass of her bedroom window, hardly recognizing the woman that stared back at her. The flickering candle she held illuminated worry lines between her brows and shadows beneath her eyes. At 20 years of age, she should not look so weary, so worn. She sighed, and the flames stuttered at the rush of air. The cheerful facade she'd worked hard to maintain felt just as flimsy, threatening to falter under the strain of the past weeks. Or perhaps it was much longer, ever since Papa died 2 years ago. Shifting her focus beyond her own image, Libby gazed at the first streaks of dawn that graced the horizon in soft hues of pink and orange. My sunshine, Papa had called her. What would he think of her now, shrouded by such clouds of gloom? She blinked and shook her head. Enough melancholy thoughts. Turning from the window, she reached for the apron that hung on a peg beside her chamber door. She tied it around her waist, having already donned her favorite linen round gown, the color of a redbud's blooms. Then she pinched her cheeks, hoping to bring some of the same color to her overly pale face. It should not matter how she looked, yet she could not help herself, knowing who dwelt downstairs. Lieutenant Harrison had been quartering with them since last September, and try as she might to convince herself to ignore his presence, her heart continued to disregard all reason. She frowned, a silent, personal scolding. Lieutenant Harrison would never see her as anything more than the young girl she'd been when they first met 6 years prior. And that was for the best, for there could never be anything between them. He was a British officer occupying her town, fighting against her countrymen. Never mind that he had been Papa's friend, that he had only ever treated her and Mama with respect and kindness, or that he'd sought quarter in their home out of a desire to protect them. Never mind how his handsome face filled far too many of her daydreams, or that his deep brown eyes held a hint of sadness she wished she could be the one to soothe. Her frown dipped lower. Dwelling on such things would not help her banish the misplaced affection she held for Lieutenant Harrison. And banish such feelings she would. She must.